Lakers blow 18-point lead to Bulls. Chicago AP. Josh Giddey could feel it as soon as the ball left his fingertips. In a flash, teammates were mobbing him. Giddey's buzzer-beating half-court heave capped what might be the wildest finish in the NBA this season and gave the surging Chicago Bulls a 119-117 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers on Thursday night. "Special moment to do it with these guys, this team," Giddey said. The Lakers, meanwhile, went from winning at Indiana on a tip-in by LeBron James at the buzzer on Wednesday to losing in gut-wrenching fashion. They also took it on the chin again from Chicago after getting blown out in Los Angeles on Saturday. "Devastation," Lakers coach J.J. Redick said. "It's a hell of a way to lose a basketball game." The Lakers led by 13 midway through the fourth quarter and appeared to be in good shape, up 115-110 after Austin Reaves made 2 free throws with 12.6 seconds remaining, only to lose for the 8th time in 12 games. They have a day to shake it off before closing out a 4-game trip at Memphis. "We put ourselves in position to win, gave up a lot of threes in the fourth quarter, still put ourselves in position to win," James said. "Horrible turnover by myself, miscommunication the play before that. Guard tried to save us. Tip your hats." The Bulls made 11 of 14 three-pointers in the fourth. They nailed 3 in the final 10 seconds, starting with one by Patrick Williams. Giddey then stole a pass from James and fed Coby White for a 3 to put the Bulls on top with 6.1 seconds remaining. Reaves drove for a layup to give the Lakers a 117-116 lead with 3.3 seconds left. Chicago had just enough time to pull out the win. Giddey inbound to Patrick Williams, got the ball back and pulled up near the Bulls logo. He held his follow-through right until the shot fell through the net, giving the Bulls their 9th win in 11 games and setting off one wild celebration. The Bulls looked like a lifeless team a month ago. They traded Zach LaVine to Sacramento prior to the deadline and seemed to be packing it in after 6 straight losses left them with a 22-35 record. They're 11-5 since then, and they haven't just been picking on weak teams. They've beaten the Lakers twice in Denver in the past 3 games and also have a win over Indiana during this stretch. Giddey and White have been at their best lately. Giddey delivered his 5th triple-double on Thursday with 25 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists. The only Bulls player with more in a season was Michael Jordan with 15 in 1988-89. White finished with 26 points after scoring 35 or more in a career-high 3 straight games, and the Bulls simply didn't quit. Coach Billy Donovan said that took hold in September, during the players' workouts at the team's facility prior to the start of training camp. "We've got to be in great shape to play this way," he said. "They've got to push themselves." I think a lot of that stemmed before training camp started when they all came back in September. They played most of their pickup games with a 14-second shot clock just to kind of get that mentality down. We tried to go through training camp like that. I think there's advantages by really trying to play in a way that forces these guys to be in great shape. Lakers crumble in stunner, losing to Bulls on Josh Giddey's half-court shot at buzzer. One night after he tipped in a winning shot to beat the Indiana Pacers, LeBron James sat at his locker and tried his best to say the Lakers needed to put what happened Thursday behind them. The joy he felt in Indiana, walking off the court beating his chest in triumph and shooting his wristbands into the crowd, violently swung toward disappointment after the Lakers' 119-117 loss on Josh Giddey's half-court buzzer beater in Chicago. "This is the NBA," he said. "No way. Not this. This isn't normal. A win like that followed by a loss like this? Never happens." He pieced together a stat sheet that had been torn right down the middle, studying how the Bulls had made 19 threes, including 11 of 14 in the fourth quarter when they scored 44 points. Then he took the 2 pieces of paper and shuffled them like a stack of playing cards, one on top of the other over and over again as he tried to explain how the Lakers squandered this chance. "We put ourselves in position to win," James repeated. As he finished his interview, he balled the paper up and tossed it in the garbage. While overreacting to any loss, particularly one that ends with a player swishing a shot from 47 feet, is risky, this one punctured the Lakers' locker room because of the hope Wednesday's win had given them. After losing 3 in a row, including 2 with their roster intact, the win against the Pacers seemed like a moment when the team could get some of its swagger back. An attitude built over the season's middle months before injuries to James, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes and others happened in the most compact portion of their schedule. Worn down emotionally and worn out physically, the Lakers felt the win was like a double shot of espresso, the energy instantly flipping. "Sometimes your group just needs a win," Coach J.J. Redick said before the loss to the Bulls. "Devastation. It's a hell of a way to lose a basketball game," Redick said after the game. The 48 minutes of basketball in between showed the wild variance the Lakers have played with recently, the team struggling to contain Chicago in the first quarter before finding its footing in the second and third, pushing the game to the edges of a blowout. After losing 3 in a row, including 2 with their roster intact, the win against the Pacers seemed like a moment when the team could get some of its swagger back. An attitude built over the season's middle months before injuries to James, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes and others happened in the most compact portion of their schedule. Worn down emotionally and worn out physically, the Lakers felt the win was like a double shot of espresso, the energy instantly flipping. "Sometimes your group just needs a win," Coach J.J. Redick said before the loss to the Bulls. "Devastation. It's a hell of a way to lose a basketball game," Redick said after the game. The 48 minutes of basketball in between showed the wild variance the Lakers have played with recently, the team struggling to contain Chicago in the first quarter before finding its footing in the second and third, pushing the game to the edges of a blowout. Sign up for our weekly newsletter on all things Lakers. This story originally appeared in Los Angeles Times.